Do you guys believe, is this like a true love thing? Is this love at first sight? You believe in that stuff?
Well, we had it with each other.
We had it, yeah. Day one.
I think it's a great date movie for the summer, too. We all worked really hard and had a great time.
What is it about Julia that everybody just is so in love with?
Hey, well, look at her. She just takes your breath away when she walks in the room. It's something else.
Do you believe that lovers, ex-lovers, still can be friends?
I do.
I said no.
Really?
But I was making it up too, so.
Well, as you can see, E.T. was with the stars for my best friend's wedding back in 1997, because that is this week's Rewind of the Week, one of my personal favorite movies of all time.
Yes, this is an American romantic comedy starring Julia Roberts, Dermot Mulroney, Cameron Diaz, my girl, and Rupert Everett. And I have a confession.
Tell me.
I had never seen it, and when you told me we were doing this week, I was thinking of America's Sweethearts, and I was like, oh, that movie. Sure, I'll rewatch that. And then I started watching My Best Friend's Wedding, and I was like, isn't Catherine Zeta-Jones in this? No, I was not. I've never seen this.
What did you think, Ash? I'm dying to know.
Okay, so I didn't know how this movie ended. I really had no idea, and I was not going to look it up. So I was watching it from the perspective that Julia Roberts and Dermot Mulroney are going to end up together. And I was so effing annoyed the whole movie because I was like, she is an awful human being, and Cameron Diaz does not deserve to be disrespected in this way, whether she's playing a character or in real life. Cameron Diaz, you are perfect. And then she does redeem herself, and I was pleasantly surprised.
I do bad things to honest people.
But the scene in the bathroom was one of my favorite scenes of all time because I just loved all the women like calling Julia Roberts a bitch and backing up Cameron Diaz, and she's like, hey.
You kissed him at my parents' house on my wedding day.
Tramp.
Shut up. Now, I love this man, and there is no way that I'm going to give him up to some two-faced, big-haired food critic.
We see Julia's character, Leanne, which is a little confusing, do some deplorable things to ruin this wedding. But I couldn't help but root for her. I wanted them to be together. I felt badly for Kimmy, but I'm sorry. So we have childhood friends, Julianne and Michael, who have been best friends for the longest time, and they made a pact that if they weren't married by 28, they would marry each other. They had dated in the past. It hadn't quite worked out. She's a bit of a commitment phobe. And so it was just a few days shy of her 28th birthday. He calls her. She's like, yes, we're going to do it. Maybe I'll finally let him marry me. And he's like, hey, babe, I'm getting married in 4 days. I want you to be here by my side.
Hello?
Michael.
She has a complete and total panic attack, tries to sabotage the bride, Cameron Diaz.
This movie's PG-13, right?
Yeah.
So in PG-13 movies, you get like one F-bomb or whatever. Best use of an F-bomb in a movie, I think, ever.
He's racing back to New York. He just came in for a few hours to me.
One thing that I liked about this movie is how much music was infused into it. So from the opening scene, which is now iconic.
Wishing and hoping and thinking and praying.
I've got to know your thoughts on the karaoke scene, Ash.
I do love that she got all the support from the audience because that would have never happened in real life.
And you just watch
Karaoke so seriously.
Julia's eyes just realize that they're turning on her, and then her plan is going awry, and it's just like, oh. We also had the wedding brunch sing-along.
I'll say a little prayer for you.
Yes, everyone put up your dancing lobster hands because this movie was a smash hit and no one saw it coming. In 1997, it was a major standout year for summer blockbusters, and My Best Friend's Wedding was one of the top year's grossing films, and it actually got a lot of award show love. I was really surprised about that, Ash. Did you know it got nominated for an Oscar?
I actually did not know this. It got nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Musical or Comedy Score, and Julia Roberts and Rupert Everett both earned Golden Globe nominations for their performances, and it was nominated for Best Motion Picture Comedy or Musical.
Ash, I want to talk to you about the leading role, who, of course, we know that Julia Roberts plays Julianne Potter, but did you know that it was almost Sex and the City's Carrie Bradshaw herself? Yes, Sarah Jessica Parker was almost cast in this movie. But your girl, Cameron Diaz, was almost not in this movie. Drew Barrymore was almost cast in the role. But I can also see this.
I can see this too. But Cameron has such like I don't know, she has such an air about her where she like is perfect for like a Kimberly.
I don't know why I was so carried away.
And then we have Rupert Everett, who played the role of George, her gay best friend who came to be her emotional support / fake boyfriend for the weekend.
George!
This is very Marceau.
But
there's a different ending. Yes.
there was an alternate ending.
There was an alternate ending that they filmed. What was originally supposed to happen was that Julia's character was supposed to end up with, get ready for this, John Corbett. He came in and filmed the ending, and he was supposed to be her dream guy that she met at the wedding, and that it all worked out perfectly at the end. But the test audiences saw this and they're like, who is this guy? I don't feel emotionally invested in him. I don't care that he's coming there and that she's meeting a guy at the wedding. No. So they changed it so that George came to be there for her. And I actually like this because similar to this was like the first anti-hero female that I saw. This was also the first time that I was like, oh, it's okay if the girl doesn't get the guy.
But by God, she'll be dancing.
And of course, E.T. was with the cast of My Best Friend's Wedding because we were with pretty much everyone back then in 1997. And here's what they had to say about what it was like to film this movie.
And I think that's everything Julia goes through, you know, the audience can kind of go through with her because they've all been through it. And like the worse she behaves, everyone's going, no, 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 she can't be doing this. But they're kind of doing it with a sense of affection looking at her.
It's a romantic comedy, right? We all know what those are. But it's not. So that's our trick here.
It was one of those things where you had to really delve into this character and figure out, because she's got every extreme emotion. I mean, she's flailing all over the place, and it was really a matter of trying to look at it and make some kind of linear sense of all this emotion.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Stream Queens. Would you guys have liked to see the alternate ending with John Corbett? I think I kind of would have liked it. Let us know.
Yeah, use that hashtag Stream Queens and tell us if you were Team Kimmy or Team Julianne. Team Julianne?
Kimmy.
And let us know what you guys are streaming. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.